What if I told you that sitting in your kitchen right now, not in any pharmacy, not behind any prescription counter, there are 4 completely ordinary ingredients that, when combined the right way at the right time, can begin changing your body from the inside out in ways that modern science is only now starting to fully understand? No pills, no powders, no expensive supplements, just cloves, apple, ginger, and lemon. I'm not selling you anything today. I want to make that crystal clear right now. There is no product link in the description, no affiliate deal, no sponsored segment hidden inside this video. What I'm about to share with you is based on published research, real human experiences, and the kind of knowledge that your grandmother probably carried in her hands without ever needing a scientific journal to validate it. But here's what's different today. Science has caught up, and what it found is genuinely shocking. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to show you not just what these 4 ingredients do separately, but what happens specifically when you combine them together daily in the right sequence. Because that combination, that timing, that changes everything. And I'll also be completely honest with you about one very important thing most videos like this never tell you. The warnings. The people who should not be doing this without talking to a doctor first. Because real information means all the information, not just the exciting parts. So let's begin. Let me ask you something personal. And I want you to really sit with this question for a second. When was the last time you woke up and felt genuinely rested? Not just, I slept 8 hours, rested, but truly, deeply restored. The kind of morning where your body felt light, your mind felt clear, and you didn't need 3 cups of coffee just to feel like a functioning human being. For a lot of Americans right now, that feeling is becoming a distant memory. The CDC reports that over 60% of American adults are living with at least one chronic condition. Digestive problems are at an all-time high. Inflammation-related diseases, joint pain, skin issues, fatigue, brain fog, are being diagnosed at younger and younger ages. And the number one complaint that doctors hear across the country, from their 20s to their 70s patients, is, I'm tired, I'm bloated, something just feels off, and I don't know why. You've probably felt it too, that heaviness, that sluggishness that no amount of sleep seems to fix, the belly that's uncomfortable after meals, the joints that ache in ways they didn't 5 years ago, the skin that looks dull no matter how much water you drink. Here's the brutal truth that most people are never told. Your body is not breaking down because of age alone. It is being quietly, daily, consistently attacked by inflammation. And inflammation is not just a buzzword. It is a biological fire burning inside your tissues, your gut lining, your blood vessels. And most of the time, you can't feel it directly. You just feel the aftermath, the fatigue, the pain, the bloating, the brain fog, the slow creeping feeling that your body is working against you. Think of it this way. Imagine your body has a maintenance crew that works overnight while you sleep, patching things up, clearing out cellular waste, repairing damage. Now imagine that every single morning, before that crew can even finish their work, someone lights a small fire in the building, not big enough to trigger the alarms, just big enough to keep the crew permanently behind schedule, permanently overwhelmed, permanently unable to catch up. That's chronic low-grade inflammation. And for millions of Americans, that fire has been burning for years. The dangerous part? Most people are unknowingly feeding that fire every single day through their food, their stress, their environment, without ever realizing it. But here's the point almost no one talks about. Just like certain things feed that fire, certain things can put it out. And some of those things are not exotic, they are not expensive, they are sitting in your kitchen drawer in your fruit bowl right now. Let me walk you through the science. Not in a complicated way. I promise this will make complete sense to you. Cloves. Most people think of cloves as a holiday spice, something you stick into a ham or drop into mulled cider. But cloves contain one of the highest concentrations of antioxidants of any food on the planet. We're talking about a compound called eugenol. And eugenol is one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory agents. A study published in the Journal of Immunotoxicology found that eugenol significantly suppresses inflammatory pathways in the body, the same pathways linked to arthritis, metabolic syndrome, and cardiovascular disease. Eugenol also has natural antimicrobial properties, meaning it actively fights harmful bacteria in your gut, the kind of bacteria that create gas, bloating, discomfort, and over time, a leaky gut situation that affects everything from your immunity to your mental health. Ginger. This root has been used medicinally for over 5,000 years across Asian, Middle Eastern, and African cultures, and modern pharmacology has finally confirmed what those cultures already knew. Ginger contains gingerols and shogols, bioactive compounds that directly inhibit the same inflammatory enzymes that ibuprofen targets. Yes, you read that correctly. A 2015 study in the journal Osteoarthritis and Cartilage found that ginger extract reduced knee pain in osteoarthritis patients by over 30%, comparable to some pharmaceutical options, without the side effects on the stomach lining. Beyond that, ginger has a profound effect on digestion and nausea, accelerates gastric emptying, meaning food moves through your stomach faster and more efficiently, and has been shown in multiple trials to reduce fasting blood sugar levels in people with type 2 diabetes. Lemon. Simple, bright, familiar. But beneath that yellow peel is something extraordinary. Lemon is rich in vitamin C, which is not just an immune booster, but a collagen synthesizer. Your skin, your joints, your blood vessels all depend on collagen, and vitamin C is the raw material your body needs to build it. But what most people don't know about lemon is this. Despite being acidic outside the body, lemon has an alkalizing effect once it is metabolized. It raises urinary pH, which reduces the environment in which kidney stones form, and it supports the liver's natural detoxification pathways. The flavonoids in lemon, hesperidin and diosmin, have been linked to reduced arterial stiffness and improved blood flow. There's also evidence that lemon's pectin, found in the pulp, acts as a prebiotic, feeding the beneficial bacteria in your gut microbiome. Apple, and not just any part of the apple, particularly the peel. Apple peel contains a flavonoid called quercetin. Quercetin is one of the most studied anti-inflammatory and antihistamine compounds in nutritional science. It stabilizes mast cells, the cells responsible for allergic reactions, which is why some research has looked at quercetin as a natural alternative for seasonal allergy relief. But quercetin does something else that is particularly relevant to gut health. It protects the intestinal barrier. It literally helps seal the lining of your gut against the kind of permeability that drives systemic inflammation throughout the body. Additionally, apples are rich in malic acid, which supports liver function, and pectin, a soluble fiber that slows digestion in a beneficial way, feeds good gut bacteria, and blunts blood sugar spikes after meals. Now here is where it gets really interesting. When you combine these 4 ingredients together, something happens that goes beyond the sum of their individual effects. Scientists call this synergy. The eugenol in cloves becomes more bioavailable when paired with the vitamin C in lemon. The gingerols in ginger are absorbed more efficiently in the presence of quercetin from apple. The prebiotic fibers from both lemon and apple create an environment in the gut where the antimicrobial action of cloves and ginger is even more targeted and effective. They work together like a coordinated team rather than 4 independent players. This is not speculation, this is basic biochemistry. And the combination has been used in various traditional medicine systems, Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, West African herbalism, for centuries. Modern science is simply now providing the molecular explanation for what worked all along. Let me tell you about Sandra. Sandra is a 54-year-old school administrator from Phoenix, Arizona. For 6 years, she had been dealing with what her doctor described as chronic low-grade inflammation markers in her blood work. Her CRP, C-reactive protein, a key inflammation indicator, was consistently elevated. She had joint stiffness every morning that took over an hour to resolve. She had bloating after almost every meal. She was exhausted despite sleeping 7 to 8 hours. She had tried anti-inflammatory diets. She had tried probiotics. She had tried elimination diets. Nothing moved the needle significantly. Her neighbor, a retired nurse, suggested she try a simple daily morning preparation. 2 to 3 whole cloves simmered in water with a small knob of ginger, a quarter of a green apple with peel, and half a lemon juiced in at the end. Sandra was skeptical, but she committed to it for 60 days. She changed nothing else about her diet or lifestyle during that period. After 30 days, her morning stiffness had noticeably reduced, from over an hour to about 15 minutes. After 60 days, her follow-up blood panel showed her CRP had dropped by nearly 40%. Her gastroenterologist was surprised enough to ask what she had changed. Her sleep quality, as measured by her fitness tracker, improved significantly. She lost 6 pounds without trying, simply because her gut inflammation had reduced enough that her body was finally absorbing and eliminating food properly. Sandra did not take a supplement. She did not change her exercise routine. She made one simple addition to her morning. That's it. Now, Sandra's experience is not a clinical trial. It is one person's experience. But it is consistent with what the science suggests these compounds can do when given enough time, enough consistency, and the right combination. Let me tell you about Marcus next. Marcus is a 41-year-old logistics manager from Atlanta. He had been dealing with what he called garbage gut for years, constant bloating, irregular digestion, and a persistent feeling of heaviness in his abdomen. He had been tested for various conditions and everything came back negative. His doctor told him it was likely IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and suggested dietary management. Marcus started the same clove, apple, ginger, and lemon preparation, but he made one critical additional modification. He added it to his routine at a specific time. First thing in the morning, 30 minutes before eating anything else. This timing, it turns out, matters enormously. When your gut is empty and your digestive enzymes are primed but haven't yet been activated by food, the bioactive compounds in this preparation are absorbed with significantly higher efficiency. Within 3 weeks, Marcus reported the bloating had reduced dramatically. Within 2 months, his digestion had normalized to a degree he hadn't experienced in years. He described it as, "my gut finally remembering how to work properly." He also noticed his skin had cleared, a connection he hadn't expected, but one that makes complete sense given that gut health and skin health are directly linked through what researchers now call the gut-skin axis. Two people, different ages, different issues, one shared, simple, daily habit, measurable changes. Now, I need to slow down here and be very honest with you, because this is the part most videos skip, and I refuse to skip it. This information is being shared for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a licensed physician, and nothing in this video should be taken as medical advice. If you have a medical condition, if you are pregnant, if you are currently on medication, please speak to your doctor before making any significant change to your daily routine. This is non-negotiable. With that said, here are the specific warnings you need to take seriously. Blood thinners. If you're taking warfarin, aspirin therapy, or any anticoagulant medication, cloves in concentrated amounts can thin the blood further. Ginger also has mild blood thinning properties. This combination, taken daily, may interact with your medication. Talk to your doctor first. GERD and acid reflux. Lemon and ginger can aggravate acid reflux symptoms in people who are sensitive. If you have chronic reflux, start with a very small amount and monitor how your body responds. Pregnancy. Cloves in medicinal amounts are not recommended during pregnancy. This preparation, as described, should not be used by pregnant women without explicit medical clearance. Blood sugar medications. Ginger has demonstrated blood sugar lowering effects. If you are on metformin or insulin, the combination of ginger and apple may affect your glucose levels in ways your current dosage doesn't account for. Monitor carefully and consult your physician. Gallstones. Lemon and apple in high amounts can stimulate bile production, which can be problematic if you have known gallstones. If none of these conditions apply to you, if you are a generally healthy adult looking to support your inflammation response, your digestion, your energy, and your overall gut health, then this preparation is considered extremely safe, with centuries of traditional use and a growing body of modern research to support it. Now let me show you exactly how to do this correctly, because the how matters just as much as the what. Take 2 to 3 whole cloves, not clove powder, whole cloves, and add them to 1.5 cups of filtered water. Bring it to a simmer over medium heat, not a hard boil. A simmer. Let it simmer for 8 to 10 minutes. During that time, take a small knob of fresh ginger, about the size of your thumb, and either grate it directly into the water or slice it thinly and add it in. Let the ginger simmer with the cloves for the remaining time. While that's happening, take 1/4 of a green or red apple, ideally organic, and keep the peel on, because that's where the quercetin is, and either slice it thinly or grate it into the mixture in the last 2 minutes of simmering. You want the apple to warm and release its pectin and flavonoids into the liquid without cooking away the more volatile compounds. Remove from heat. Let it cool for 3 to 4 minutes. Squeeze in the juice of half a fresh lemon. Do not add the lemon while the water is still boiling. Heat destroys a significant portion of vitamin C. Add it off heat. Strain the liquid if you prefer, or drink it with the solids. Both are fine. Drink it on an empty stomach 30 to 45 minutes before your first meal of the day. That's it. That is the entire preparation. It takes less than 15 minutes. It costs pennies per serving. And based on both the traditional use and the emerging science, when done consistently for 30 to 60 days, the cumulative effects on inflammation, digestion, skin clarity, energy levels, and metabolic function can be genuinely significant. One more thing. Consistency is the entire game here. These are not pharmaceutical drugs with immediate and dramatic effects. They are nutritional compounds that work through accumulation, through daily repeated signal to your body's inflammatory and digestive systems. Missing one day will not undo your progress, but taking it 3 days a week instead of 7 will dramatically reduce what you experience. Commit to 30 days minimum before making any judgment. Here are the biggest mistakes people make that cancel out the benefits entirely. Adding sugar or honey in large amounts, a small drizzle of raw honey after it cools, fine. But adding significant sweeteners introduces glucose that directly spikes the inflammatory response you are trying to calm. Keep it unsweetened or barely sweetened, using ground spices from old jars. The potency of cloves and ginger drops dramatically as they age once ground. Use whole fresh cloves. Use fresh ginger root. This is not negotiable for the preparation to be effective. Drinking it right before bed. Some people find ginger particularly stimulating. This preparation is best taken in the morning, not late at night. Expecting results in 3 days. Real biological change at the cellular level takes time. The inflammation didn't build overnight. The repair won't happen overnight either. Give your body the respect of patience. using bottled lemon juice. Bottled lemon juice has been pasteurized and in many cases contains preservatives. The bioflavonoids and vitamin C content are significantly reduced. Use fresh lemon every time. It is not optional. If you have been drinking your morning coffee or tea and feeling like something is still missing, like your body is trying to tell you something, this might be what it's been asking for. You already have a kitchen. You already buy fruit. You may already have ginger and cloves. The ingredients are not the barrier. The only barrier is beginning. 30 days. One simple morning addition. Consistent, patient, intentional. Your body has an extraordinary capacity to repair, adapt, and restore itself when given the right raw materials. That is not a motivational statement. That is biology. And these 4 ingredients, cloves, apple, ginger, and lemon, are among the most well-documented, most historically validated, and most biochemically synergistic combinations you can give it. Try it. Document how you feel on day 1, day 15, and day 30. And then come back here and tell me in the comments what changed for you. I genuinely want to know.